What's up? So, 2 years ago I posted a VHS collection video, and since then my collection has grown a lot. So let's update it. First up is 10 Things I Hate About You, a teen interpretation of Taming of the Shrew. Then I have 2 episodes of the original Addams Family TV show, followed by the 90s version of the Addams Family, and the sequel of the 90s Addams Family. I had no idea this existed. Addams Family Reunion from 1998. One of my friends gave these to me. Eon Flux. It's a 90s post-apocalyptic sci-fi show. This is a special on Alfred Hitchcock with some behind-the-scenes stuff about his movies. Self-explanatory enough. Alien. Look at this meme though. It always makes me laugh. I can't think about her without looking at it. The terribly aged American Beauty. Kevin Spacey being creepy. This was a holy grail find, and one of my friends gave it to me, so thank you, Michaela. The Amityville Horror was another one of my holy grail finds because it was one of the very first horror movies I ever saw. I watched it at my friend's 8th or 9th birthday. You're gonna notice really fast that even if the movie is terrible, I will buy it if it's a horror movie. And another example of that. Anaconda. If they make this, cool shift on the front of the VHS, I will buy it. The Death movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I feel like the way to watch it is VHS. My mom and I used to watch Armageddon almost every single day, so I have to have it in my collection. Pretty sure I bought Army of Darkness for 50 cents, which is a crazy deal. The only Evil Dead movie I'm missing is the second one. I really love these old TV shows from when I was a kid. I especially love Arthur. It aged really well. Back to the Future, a staple for any 80s enthusiasts collection. My first love, the Backstreet Boys. You'll see my other first love later, the Spice Girls. Shout out to all my Barney kids out there. When I was a kid, I was friggin' obsessed with Barney, and I try to, give that to my inner child. I am a Batman bitch. I'm sorry if it's lame. But I also love Val Kilmer, so I had to get Batman Forever too. I know this one was in my other collection video, but it's one of the coolest looking VHS I have. It isn't the greatest movie, but it looks cool. Beetlejuice. Okay, that was scarier than I thought it was gonna be. You're a damn liar if you can't get down to some Adam Sandler every now and then, fool. I did not like Big Fish when I was a kid, but it grew on me because I love Ewan McGregor. Alfred Hitchcock classic, The Birds. It's in plastic wrap, but it's still accessible at the bottom. I got Blade Runner in case I gotta impress dudes or something. I somehow ended up with 2 copies of the Blair Witch Project. One of them's in way better condition than the other, but I don't love it that much. I don't know how that happened. Bowling for Columbine. Self-explanatory. Sweet Angelic V got me The Bride of Frankenstein for my birthday this year. This movie has a special place in my heart because I watched it coming home from Germany. The Butterfly Effect fucked me up the first time I saw it. But you know what? It's shiny and pretty, so I need to have it. I have 2 of the 3 Cabbage Patch movies that I was absolutely obsessed with as a child. And the one I don't have is my favorite one. No! I have this copy of Carrie, and it works, but it's very, very loud, so I am looking for another one, but it'll do for what I need it for. I love these, 90s party comedies. This one's so good. I think this is 3 episodes of the original Casper TV series. And of course, the 90s Casper with Katrina Ricci. Oh my god, Christina Ricci. Deep Cut Cats Don't Dance. I was shocked when I found this. I fully thought I dreamed it. I believe this is a collection of Charlie Chaplin films. I'm not sure though because I don't want to take it out of its protective wrapping. Girl Power feel-good movie, Charlie's Angels. 1984 classic, Children of the Corn. It really bothers me that I have Child's Play 2, but I don't have the first one. So I'm looking for that. This is the 87 Chipmunk movie. It is very, very wild. It was one of my favorite movies as a kid, though. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, we love you. Chupacabra Terror. I haven't watched this one yet because I just bought it. Clerks. Classic Kevin Smith movie. I think it's the only one I have. A Clockwork Orange. Close Encounters of the Third Kind from 1977. Clue. Everyone tells me to watch this. I don't know why I have it, but I haven't watched it yet. Maybe I'll do that later. And the counter to that, Clueless, with Paul Rudd and, what's her name? Something Silverstone? Alicia Silverstone. I love a good movie with a makeover montage. Miss Congeniality is one of the classics. I have this copy of The Craft. It's in terrible condition, but it runs, and that's all that really matters. You better ask my mama how to make a monster. I have a crush on the creature from the Black Lagoon, I won't lie. Don't judge me. The one copy of The Crow kind of skips a little bit, so I had to buy a second one. And obviously I'm not getting rid of one. The Crying Game. Another movie my friend gave me that I haven't watched yet. Okay, hot take. Ben Affleck is kind of spicy in Daredevil. But maybe I'm just nostalgic because I loved this movie when I was a kid. I'm pretty sure this was in my other VHS video as well, but it's got a really cool case, so... I filmed this once with this upside down. Okay, this is the dark half. I watched it and it's very, very long and I fell asleep. Your standard stoner movie that aged absolutely terribly. Dead Calm. I know I watched this, but for some reason I cannot remember it. I just can't access that memory. Demons. This was like a super exciting find because I found a whole bunch of like really weird old horror movies all at the same time, and you'll notice because they're all in these weird cases. This is my most expensive VHS in my entire collection, but it was totally worth it because I absolutely love Depeche Mode, and this is like the greatest tour VHS movie, whatever you want to call it, of all time. And if you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube, so you can watch it without like actually paying $10 for a VHS. John Waters' film, Desperate Living. Thank you to my friend for this one as well. Thanks, Michaela. The Devil's Advocate. I honestly bought this because of Keanu Reeves and the devil. Not gonna lie. Abbott and Costello meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, featuring none other than Mr. Boris Karloff. Yet another Kubrick film, Dr. Strangelove. In widescreen, too, apparently. Bela Lugosi in Dracula. 1958's The Return of Dracula. 1992's Dracula. I don't know if you can notice this, but I love vampires. Old Barrymore and E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Old Julia Roberts and Aaron Morakovich. Little double take at Drew Barrymore here in Ever After. Bruce Watlier, Cam Botlier in Evil Dead. The Exorcist is one of my favorite horror movies, obviously, because I have taste. So I have the cardboard version, and I also have it in a protective plastic case. You have to fast forward through the special edition at the beginning, though, which I hate. Fantasia is a really good, like, hungover, can't really process a lot movie. And the mid-trip movie, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. The Day Off movie, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Bruce Willis with hair on his head featured in The Fifth Element. Nothing silly to say here, it's just Fight Club. This is another one of those horror movies I found at Value Village. It's called The Feast of Satan, though. I don't know why it says Feast for the Devil. When I was a young chap, my cousin and I would only watch the deaths in the Final Destination movies, so this is super nostalgic for me. Some people love it, some people hate it. Forrest Gump. I am personally a fan. I haven't watched The Frighteners yet. It looks scary. Yet another Kubrick film, Full Metal Jacket. He's got you with them crazy Swayze eyes in Ghost. And of course, Ghostbusters. Because why not? Girl Interrupted with Bologna Rider. I'm gonna be honest, this movie might be a little bit too long for me to be able to sit through, but I got it for free. Why is the cover for Godzilla so freaking cool? Another question, why can I only ever find the Haunted Mask from the Goosebumps series? Riddle me that. That's my retirement grease. My aunt gave this to me and I have a feeling it's not about cookies. We love an ex-Blockbuster rental. Look at that. Halloween pristine. Hannibal with world-famous Grinch narrator Anthony Hopkins. Harold and Maude, a recommended watch for those who are fans of black comedy. The Haunting, not to be confused with The Haunting in Connecticut, which did not come out on VHS. Heathers, which is special to me because I watched it for the first time in England. Hellraiser was another one of my super sought-after films. I also found it with the fancy protective VHS packaging over top of it, so I'm sure whoever owned it before loved it just as much as I will. Classic child of the 90s film, Disney's Hercules. I can't help but love Hades, he's just so good. Hide and Seek with Dakota Fanning and Robert De Niro. I really should get Cat in the Hat, I love that movie. Not to be confused with the Mighty Boosh's Hitcher, The Hitcher. When I was a child, there were 2 movies I loved more than anything, and one of those movies was Hocus Pocus. The other movie I actually don't have, which is Toy Story, which is strange. I don't know why I don't have it, I see it all the time. Holes, one of the few times that the movie is dramatically better than the book. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Does anyone remember the TV series? It used to scare the shit out of me. 80s werewolf classic, The Howling. Also found at Value Village in the fancy protective case. As an adult, my favorite Disney movie of all time is The Hunchback. Absolutely phenomenal score, and it's very dark and really watchable as an adult. Classic summertime scare, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Look at little tiny Freddie Prinze Jr., he's so teeny tiny squishy. Controversial take, I actually prefer Queen of the Damned to Interview with the Vampire, but only for the camp factor. For some reason, the first time I ever watched it, I wasn't expecting it to be near as long as it was. Nonetheless, I will take as much clown content and Tim Curry content as I can possibly get. This may seem out of place, but I have a crush on George Bailey, so leave me alone. Like 2 days ago, I found It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, fully factory sealed still. I'm kind of afraid to open it, but I want to watch it. We got a little James and the Giant Peach coming at ya. I somehow ended up with 2 copies of Jeepers Creepers. Listen, I found Jesus Christ Superstar completely sealed, but I had to open it. I really wanted to watch it. The third incident of me only owning the 2nd volume of something. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what this is, but there's a scary vampire on it, so I was very interested, and I'm probably gonna watch it at some point. Maybe, I don't know. Yet another instance of a celebrity crush. I love Heath Ledger. Jump, magic jump. I want a hot dog real bad. I don't even think she says that in this movie. Glory Day, sought after Little Nicky, hello Steve. Thank you so much for buying this for me. I am forever in your debt, I love this movie. Speaking of movies that I love, I literally own 2 copies of this movie just so I can have one to look at, and one to watch. If you have lived your life up until now and have not seen this movie, stop what you're doing and watch it right now. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. Wasn't gonna buy them on VHS, but someone gave this to me, so I guess I should find the other ones. Disney Channel Original St. Patrick's Day Special Luck of the Irish. Why am I making a creepy face? Anyway, this is the Magic School Bus. I think this was another gift from a friend because I have not watched it yet. A friend gave this to me too, and I'm not sure if I should keep it or if I should sell it, because people might buy it. Pretty hard to find, Mars Attacks, and I happened to stumble across it at Value Village. Super easy to find. Mask. The Mask? The one with Jim Carrey. This is my comfort movie for when I'm feeling icky. It always makes me feel better. Kind of. It also matches my outfit. Look, so cute. Little Meatloaf live in concert. I don't know why, but I have 3 movies with Meatloaf in them. I've been watching this every Halloween now. Monster Mash. I didn't buy either of these, but I somehow ended up with 2 copies of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. One of them is like opened on the top though. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. I wouldn't put it past them. I also have The Meaning of Life by Monty Python. I remember watching the Mothman Prophecies maybe 10 years ago, but I do not remember it. I'm starting to think Moulin Rouge might have not been entirely appropriate for like 7-year-old me. Another Adam Sandler slapper, Mr. Deeds. A little touching moment, Mr. Holland's Opus. And a little hardy har with Mrs. Doubtfire. It was a drive-by fruiting. Bram Stoker's Legend of the Mummy from 1997. My friends keep telling me to watch this, so I'll have to save it for them. Yet another childhood fave, The Never-Ending Story. Classic, absolutely beautifully made. This is a 70s horror movie about a leopard on the loose. I don't know how to feel. It's all sealed up and purty though. Would I really be an ex-emo if I didn't have The Nightmare Before Christmas? I don't do the remastered version. A little 70s vampire moment with Nightmare in Blood. Original George A. Romero 1968 classic Night of the Living Dead. This is Nine Inch Nails' first video media release, Closure from 1997, which includes music videos and tour debauchery. The other VHS V got me for my birthday this year was Nosferatu, one of the movies I've been looking for since I first started collecting VHS. I am absolutely in love with this movie. The original Omen from 1976. My friend told me to find this because I love John Cusack so much. I don't know. I hope it's good. One of the best, asylum movies. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Osmosis Jones. Great movie, but there's a really creepy R. Kelly song in it. So, hey. I'm pretty sure this was in my other video as well. It's one of those religious propaganda videotapes. You can pause right now if you want to read the back of the cassette to find out what it's about. It is really funny though. Panic Room with Jodie Foster. A little John Hughes, Pretty in Pink. Yet another childhood fave, this Hungarian film, I did not know it was Hungarian, about a village of goblins that live beyond the palace. I rewatched The Princess Bride the other day. This movie holds the fuck up. It is so good. Classic Tarantino film, Pulp Fiction. Korn's biography, Queen of the Damned. Rat Race still makes me laugh, and I'll watch it for a giggle. Judge me, I don't care. Tarantino's 1992 classic Reservoir Dogs. And the ultimate find, Return of the Living Dead. I bought this for $2 freaking, man. $2! I bought this not realizing it's the edited version, so no ass to ass. I ended up with 2 copies of The Ring that are exactly the same, and it's literally just because I forgot I already had it. My sisters tell me we watched this when we were kids, but I'll have to watch it again to see if I remember. I have the 25th anniversary edition of the Rocky Horror Picture Show in this really awesome, shiny, iridescent container. The best thing about these Nickelodeon VHS is that when you open them up, open it up, it's orange. The tape is freaking orange, man. More Alfred Hitchcock with Sabotage. More Julia Stiles with Save the Last Dance that apparently was purchased for $4. I love John Cusack in this movie. I could talk about this movie for hours and hours. Please kiss me, John Cusack. The very first scary movie, and now I need to find the second one. I don't think the third one came out on VHS though. I'll have to double check. Schindler's List. Very good movie, very sad, obviously. It's about the Holocaust. A formative movie in my life, School of Rock. I'm pretty sure this explains a lot about me. Yay, the first Scream! I haven't even seen the second Scream, I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a fuck. This movie is terrible, don't watch it because the dog dies and it's very sad. But it is pretty good though. My high school boyfriend used to call this the Spoon Shank Redemption, and I can't unthink that every time I see it. Seth, if you're watching this, I got a bone to pick with you. You gave me this lovely gift of The Shining. Look what the fuck happened to it. I almost fucked up my video cassette recorder, bro. Sign everywhere, a sign marking at the scenery, breaking my mind. Silence of the Lambs is surprisingly really easy to find when you're thrifting. Sometimes they show you movies in school that are actually pretty good, and Simon Birch is one of those. A lovely gift of a Skinny Puppy video collection from also Michaela. Thank you. Sloopy Hulu with Junie Dupe. Slipknot's Welcome to the Neighborhood. This is from their very first self-titled album. These are 2 episodes from the very first season of South Park. This movie may have traumatized me a little bit because a man comes out of the toilet and he's bald, but I still absolutely love it. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man are just the best Spider-Man. Spider-Men? I don't know. You don't need to take drugs to trip the fuck out on this movie. This movie is so goddamn weird. Rewatch it if you haven't. Stigmata. Tales from the Crypt. 13 Ghosts. I love this movie, but I'm also kind of biased because I am half Scottish. Dear John Cusack, I love you so much. So I haven't watched Twin Peaks yet because I'm a little bit confused about the order I'm supposed to watch them. I think one of these is the prequel and one of them is the second one? I have no idea. Somebody help me. Uncle Buck from '89. I feel like I grew up with John Candy. I also have the original Wallace and Gromit trilogy. These aren't the ones from my childhood. I managed to re-find them. I actually think I have 3 more of them somewhere. This is The War of the Worlds from 1953. It's party time. It's excellent. Wayne's World. Anybody who loves the technical aspects of movies definitely needs to own Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I haven't watched this yet, but I'm excited to because it's Nicolas Cage and David Lynch. Okay, I've said this like 5 times, but this is actually my favorite movie of all time, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I have a very passionate love for this movie and Gene Wilder in general. This movie was so goddamn weird, I was not expecting it. It's kind of mid, but Cher's in it. I kind of wish I had the cardboard case of The Wizard of Oz. Maybe I'll have to keep my eye out for it. It's like a classic movie everyone should own, though, if you're a collector. I've got 4 episodes of The X-Files here. It's kind of 2 episodes, but they're like split in 2. I've got Conduit and Ice here, and my all-time favorite, Squeeze and Tombs. I rewatched X-Men recently. It is not nearly as good as I remember it being when I was young. Speaking of young, I have 2 copies of Young Frankenstein that I found one day after the other, after looking for them for ages. Just as you might expect, very last on the list, we've got Zoolander with Ben Stiller. And congratulations, you've made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you some other time.